Well, I will say quickly, I think that there is a big marketing problem with the Republican Party. And I, as a former liberal myself and was a Democrat and a liberal for much of my young adult life, I definitely believed that the Republican Party was anti-woman or anti-women's rights because of their stance on abortion. It wasn't until I walked away from the Democratic Party and I became a Republican that I really saw, even if I don't necessarily agree with everybody's position, I know people who are 100% against any abortion, no exceptions, but I can at least understand and appreciate now that they're coming from a position of wanting to protect the life of an unborn baby. And so I think the marketing message that Republicans are anti-woman or anti-women's rights, I believe is disingenuous.
I think we started to see a shift in how that marketing is played. And I think the first glimpse of it that we've received was during the vice presidential debate. If you paid attention to what J.D. Vance's comments were on those issues, he said, yes, historically speaking, the Republican Party has had a hard time marketing the fact that they do care, about women, and they do care about the entirety of the family unit, right? That being said, he also said, we need to humanize this issue. We need to understand that we're coming from a perspective of, again, a young woman who, like you said, may have been sexually assaulted, right? The amount of challenge that could bring to somebody's life. And we, as Republicans, weren't necessarily having those conversations as part of our policy discussions. I like that he said that. That's the camp that I'm in, is that when we are having that conversation, that 100% needs to be a factor that we're thinking about.